Welcome back to another video. But thank you for finding me. I'm Lydia. I'm a mum of 2 Irish twins. They're 11 months apart. And yeah, I just do like home videos. Well, I'm starting to do DIY videos. But yeah, I thought I would just do a video on how to make a really easy, simple confetti cake. If you don't know what that is, it's like a cake. And then when you cut into it, there's stuff in the middle. I made one before. I did a gender reveal cake for my friend. That was the first cake I've ever made. Yeah, I did a video on it. And it was a massive learning experience, but I actually quite enjoyed it. Even though in the video I was really stressed and said don't ever ask me to do it again. But now I'm going to make an Easter cake for our Easter dinner as like a pudding. And like Easter themed. So I thought I would show you guys like a really simple way of how to do it. And yeah, just how I do it. I mean, it tastes alright. I got a good response last time, so I thought I'd just give it a go. But yeah, I'm just making up the buttercream. It's not until tomorrow, but what I do is I'll bake the cakes today so they're ready to cool, and then all I've got to do is decorate tomorrow. And I pre-make up the buttercream. I haven't got a big mixer or anything like that. I've got a little hand mixer, and yeah, I mean, last time I actually made the buttercream completely by hand and I was literally sweating because it's really hard to do. So I'm just going to start doing that now. So I just thought I'd get together everything that you will need, or I would advise you to have when making this cake, or that would come in handy to have. So equipment wise, I've got just 2 of these little 8-inch tins, but obviously if you had more, that I'd probably make the process a lot quicker, but I just had 2, so yeah, that's that. A measuring jug to measure out your oil and your water, a mixing jug obviously to mix it all in, a hand mixer, obviously not compulsory but very handy when making buttercream, a leveler to make sure your cake is level to take the tops off. This is really handy when you're doing your icing, not compulsory but it does make a huge difference to make life a bit easier. Ingredients wise, obviously you need this. Obviously I used 3 packs of this, or the one that I showed actually. This one actually is just add eggs and water, but the one I used did have, or equivalent, any vanilla flavour sponge mix or equivalent. I used 3 packs. Add some eggs for whatever pack you're using. You generally need eggs. Some buttercream. This is what I made. I made up myself, but you can buy this in the shops or make it yourself. It is very easy to make yourself, just a bit of trial and error. Some jam, and then some vegetable oil, because you do sometimes need that for this. Also some good quality butter to grease these with. So yeah, it's not actually that much. I've measured out 150 grams of butter, and it's like soft flora butter. Literally, this is always like really nice and spreadable and easy. So I use 150 grams of that, and then in here I've got 3 pots already made up. I think 4 should be enough, and then if I need more I'll make more. So, and then what I do is I do this with a 1.5 cups of sift icing sugar, and it seems to taste alright. Don't even know if those quantities are correct, but last time it tasted good and it looks good, so I'm just carrying on with it. So this is the little hand mixer I have. It's my mum's. It is like a vintage, so, but it's really handy because these just pop off, so you can put them in the dishwasher when you're done, because cleaning in there is not the one. So yeah, I'm gonna just beat this butter with this, because then it saves yourself like quite a big job. So yeah, I actually do that twice. It didn't record the first time, really. I then scoop it down with my wooden spoon just to make sure I've got it all. Yay! Uncle Nana's got my eggs. Nathan, do you want to be in my video?
No.
Oh. Rude.
Definitely not dressed like this without showering.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Not you, the baby's asleep.
Yeah.
I'm making a cake for tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
I'm an Easter Sunday.
Oh, right, yeah, nice.
I'm doing like, I'm going all out.
You're going all out?
There's going to be a lot of chocolate. I've just sifted a cup of sugar in. I'm going to sieve another cup, 1/2 cup in with that. I do mix it in by hand because otherwise it just, the powder just goes everywhere. This is sort of the texture, so it's like doesn't really drop off. I want it quite thick because it's for decorating, not necessarily for piping, but I can always loosen it off if I want to use some for piping tomorrow with like a bit of milk or a bit of water, they say. Don't know. I try and go for like that Cornish ice cream look, and then yeah, seems to be nice. But yeah, and I want to just put it in a storage container, put it in the fridge. So next what I'm gonna do is I have these little like 8-inch, I think they are. I'm just going to, learnt last time, even though it says lightly grease, I absolutely cake these in butter just to make sure that nothing sticks, and that worked a lot better to mean that your cakes don't stick. So I'll just do that quickly and then I'll show you what I mean by like a lot of butter. I put like that much all along the bottom and around the sides, so I'm just going to do that again for that one. Next, I'm going to make the actual sponge. Not going to lie, I don't actually make it, I do use a bag. Just easier, simple. This mum ain't got time. This mum ain't got time to keep weighing it out and for it to go wrong and yada yada. So I do use these. They're just from Home Bargains, but it worked really well last time. So you just add eggs and vegetable oil, mix it all together. Happy days. I'm gonna put some food colouring, so I want 3 different colours in the cake. So yeah, that's just 3 medium eggs and 100 ml of vegetable oil, and I'm just gonna give it a good mix and then add the food colouring. Got as well, you also need 75 ml of cold water added, but obviously it depends what pack you're using, if you're using a pack, but just obviously read the instructions of the pack. I'm gonna go with the pink layer first. I've just got this Dr. Urquhart gel food colouring. I'm going to try with 3 drops, see how we go, and then add, because I don't want a bright pink, I want like a nice softer pink.
Issues, I know I got issues. Hate you then I miss you again. Selfish, I can be so selfish. Spend more time when meeting your friends. Please forgive my attitude. I want my cake and eat it too, but a little grace would be enough for me to prove that baby you're the remedy.
That actually took a lot more pink than I originally put in. Like, I put in quite a bit of pink to get it even that pink. And then I'm just going to put them in these. And what I do is I weigh them to make sure they're both the same weight. They cook at the same time. They're both now around 340 something grams. And then what I found to make sure they cook evenly is to like tap them. I'll show you. So just like literally tap, tap, tap to make sure they're flat. Because once I put one in, it was all wonky and it just wasn't, it didn't come out very well. So I just tap, tap, and then chuck them in and basically pray. These are looking pretty good. They've been in about 20 or so minutes, and then what I do is I just got a knife and I go to like the deepest part and pull it out. And as you can see, it's clean, which means it's cooked. And that one's clean. It's a happy day. Just gonna leave them on there like that to cool for a little bit. And then I can try and flip them out because they're boiling hot. And I think if they cool down a little bit, if they are slightly stuck at the bottom, they'll pop out a bit easier. That's my theory. But in the meantime, I'm gonna whisk up the next batch, which is basically just the same again. A bag of the mix, 3 eggs, 100 ml of vegetable oil and 75 ml of cold water.
I could finally see bringing out the best in me, yeah. I don't want no problems, but I know I got a lot of work to do. Baby, I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it, working out my issues with you, with you. Crutches, I be holding crutches, can't let go of any mistakes. Distant, sometimes I get distant, stay away as long as it takes. Forgive my attitude, I need my cake and eat it too.
This time I've gone yellow. Obviously it's quite a nice colour for Easter anyway, but I used this food colouring. It didn't need as much as the last one, but yeah, it's definitely got a yellow. It looks pretty similar to the actual baking colour on camera, but I promise you that is a lot more yellow in real life. So I'm just going to wait for them to cool a little bit and then try and get them out and cool on this rack, and then yeah, then I'll do them ones. Moving on a little bit, I've got 6 cakes. They all came out perfectly, so that's amazing. No stuck bottoms. Got 2 blue, 2 supposedly pink and 2 yellow, but I've now got to cut the tops off and see what they look like inside. So the reason I'm going to cut the tops off and level them out is because I'm going to stack them, and if they're all flat then obviously they'll stack nicer, and if there's a bump then they'll all go wonky. And I invested in this bit of kit. It's like a saw thing, and it makes them basically completely straight. So I'm just going to do that now.
Time will be enough for me to prove that baby you're the remedy. You're my mirror, I can finally see, bringing out the best in me. Yeah, I don't want no problems, but I know I got a lot of work to do. Baby, I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it, working out my issues with you, my highs and my lows. It's part of being human. Can you wear?
They're all done, they're all flat. Blue, pink, yellowish, pinkish, turquoise. And then I'm going to wrap them up in their pairs in tinfoil for the night. And then tomorrow I will start decorating them either early in the morning or during Bonnie's nap before we go for dinner. It's now the next day. We've just been on a Easter egg hunt with Bonnie this morning, so that was really cute. And I'm just finishing up the cake. So I've just started by cutting my first hole out. I just use one of these little like cookie cutters. It's quite a small cookie cutter. So yeah, I've just used one, like the smallest one I have basically, because that worked last time. I just did it off eye, like vaguely in the middle, and then what I will do is I will put this one on top of another one so that they perfectly line up, if that makes sense. So it's this point you need to decide which one's going on top, because you do not cut a hole out the one that's going on top.
The storm, I'm starting to believe you can, 'cause baby you the remedy. You're my mirror, I could finally see, bringing out the best in me. Yeah, I don't want these problems, I know I got a lot of work to do, baby.
So I've done all the layers. Well, I've done the layers. I think I'm gonna leave this blue one out because I just think that is going to be, with the lid on, a big enough cake. And it actually, I just think it's going to be a big enough cake, to be honest. So I'm going to now, in each layer, jam and cream with my buttercream that I made over the last few days. Hopefully I have enough. So a little tip with the buttercream: if it's been sat in the fridge, get it out and have it at room temperature, because it is a lot easier to spread.
Perfect, but I know I'm worth it, working out my issues with you.
I don't put loads on, I just put like a thinnish layer. Yeah, and I'm just gonna repeat this all the way to the top. So it's pretty straight, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I am only gonna do this many layers, it's quite a big cake. And then what I'm gonna do is now fill in there with the confetti. In the end, I've gone for a bit of a mix in there. I filled it up to about layer 3. I think that should be enough, otherwise it's just gonna be such a mess. Now the lid is on. I mean, it's pretty straight. I'm quite happy with it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and fill like these gaps here and here and here, just and like fill it up with some buttercream to like help it stay stable, if you know what I mean.
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances, empty-handed? You left
past life. You like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, be like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me, you got me losing sleep. I've been hopeful, baby, I was hoping maybe that you'd cross my path. I've been sinking lately, and it's hard to move. Think I'm stuck on you.
Happy with the amount it's covered. It's got like a nice layer of, it's not like the tidiest, but it's like a authentic look cake. Now I am going to decorate it. I'm thinking of putting some mini eggs, which I think I might just sit on top. And then I also bought loads of these, and I think I'm going to stick them around the side.
Going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances?
Ta-da! So yeah, I've just decorated it with some mini eggs, some muggy bags, some little wafer flowers, and these Malteser bunnies. Yeah, I think it looks cute. And there is some edible glitter on there, but you can't massively see it on the camera. But yeah, that is my fairly simple, easy confetti cake. The cake went down amazing. It tasted lovely. It looked the part inside. Yeah, it just looked really nice, and it's actually quite simple to make for actually a cake that does look fairly impressive. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and let me know if you like this sort of video. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye.